Hey y'all, what's going on? Hey y'all. How y'all doing? I need you guys to do me a favor. Make sure you're liking the video, and subscribing to the channel if you're not subscribed. How y'all been? Y'all, today has been a day. I am so I'm not gonna say kinda. I am really going through it with this whole Carly Russell thing, and we're gonna get into it. I think we'll do a panel maybe tomorrow. But y'all, I just feel so like because for one, we need to protect black women, but why we got to make it hard for ourselves? You know what I mean? And I know it's not a collective, like we don't have to be generalized, but it's like the one time we really fighting, have the teams together and the people fighting for us, and all eyes on us. It got to be some foolishness, okay? We'll talk about that later. We'll get into that more of it. I just wanted to, just put my little frustrations out there a little bit. But anyway, y'all, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? Um, Ready to Love, y'all, does not stop. When I tell you Ready to Love does not stop, it does not stop. Did you guys watch the interview? Hey Tammy, did you guys watch the interview with what's this girl name? Tequila. Y'all, as much as I want to root for Tequila, she makes it so hard for me. She does. And I try to stay unbiased. Y'all know I try my best to be unbiased, okay? The only person I think that I'm like real biased on is Red, because y'all know Red works my nerves. Okay, he works my nerves. All right. Um, but hey, y'all coming in. Look at my members flooding. Hey Mona, hey Spiritually T, hey Shakira, hey Monique, hey y'all, hey Vita, hey Nikki, hey Brandy, hey Sunny. Y'all out here showing out. Hey y'all. Okay. So I watched the interview and we were gonna get into some of it, but Tequila, I feel like when she did her interview with Crystal, we didn't get the answers that we was pretty much looking for. Okay. I think that she went around the bush a lot, and I think that she brought in her own insecurities. First, I want to state that this interview that Crystal did with her was requested by, I want to believe, OWN Network, and I'm gonna tell you why. Crystal said in the beginning of this interview that they asked her, would she be able to sit down with Tequila right now, like in real time? And she said, yeah, which means that this feels like we were doing some type of damage control or whatever they were doing, but they wanted to come out and have her, I guess, speak her piece. I do not care how much Tequila tries to cover up what she did or make it, or the excuses or reasons she had for what she did. It still somewhat kind of don't add up to me. Okay. I'm not taking away from her experience, but what I'm saying is it still don't somewhat kind of add up to me. So I'm going to go to Crystal's page and I'm going to pull up the interview. I did put some timestamps because I don't want to play the whole thing, but there are some things that I do want to discuss. So I'm going to pull it up and we're going to go through it. If you guys want to watch the whole thing, I encourage you all to go over to Crystal. What's Crystal channel name? Crystal XO. XO, yeah, from Crystal XO. That's the name of the channel. You guys should be pretty familiar with her. She's been doing a lot of Ready to Love reviews. I mean, yeah, reviews and interviews and stuff like that. So I'm sure you guys are familiar. Okay. All right, you guys, I'm pulling it up now while I pull up my notes on the side so we could get into some things. All right, let me come over here and share my screen. I'm not going to be on camera today because I didn't feel like putting on my eyebrows, fixing my hair, or doing anything to myself. And I'm sitting here in a sports bra and leggings with my belly out. Okay, I just wanted to be transparent with y'all. Okay, there will be no what's the name today? I can't do it. No full face.
Making your thing happen.
All right, let me go ahead and go back to my first timestamp. 36 minutes I went to.
From that. So he took accountability in that moment.
Okay. He took accountability. And Glamour's like, I'm just throwing out, these are not proven statistics. It's just Crystal's opinion.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Don't fuss with me about that number now. I'm just saying, I think most people have
Mm-hmm.
cheated or at some point in their life. Nobody is above having committed a mistake before. My
Right.
problem is how you've handled it in the future. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I do want to ask you what, because you were such a advocate for him, even when you heard the things that other ladies were saying. I want to go on the record and say when he said your mama ain't ish, I I think he was just joking,
He
right?
was joking.
I
They
don't
knew
think
he.
he was talking necessarily, but I also think you have to know how to read the room. He didn't
Right.
know her well enough to play like that. Like, if I'm playing back and forth with one of my friends and I'm quick to, like, if I'm joking with a good friend, I'm quick to be like your mama. Okay.
And he's very introvert and laid back. So,
Mhm. Okay.
um,
So you didn't have a connection with Brandon, and then ask you about after.
I'm like, it has to be more to him. Like, I want to get to know him and dig. I know Unique. She was just like, he's being himself, which me and her both still agree on. Like, he's not faking. He is being his authentic self, whether we like it or not.
Yeah.
He's showing up to this process being his authentic self. And so, he may not have been for her, for me.
Hmm.
But I was willing to take a chance and still get to know him
Okay.
throughout this process.
What did you hear him say that he was a cheater? Did you hear that? Did he tell you that? Did he tell you that he had cheated before?
And I no, no, no.
Okay.
Did know that he dated for 11 days and had the child.
Okay.
Got the woman pregnant.
Yeah. Well, I mean, sometimes that's life, depending on how you
And
move it.
yeah, and let's be honest,
That's
Crystal. Plenty of people cheat and still stick around with their mate
Oh,
or whatever.
absolutely.
So
And most people, I will say this when he said, my problem is not that he acknowledged that.
All right. So, right. The problem isn't that he cheated because a lot of people have cheated, women, men, people, right? The problem is the fact that he said it as if it was, oh, I absolutely cheated. Okay. I absolutely cheated because, she wasn't giving me, head. Now, I took that like, first of all, sir, you telling her that you cheated because she didn't give you head because you want, if you end up in a relationship with her, then you want to make sure that she's going to go ahead and give you head. My question is, why even be in a relationship with someone who you know not going to give you no head? That's just stupid to begin with. Okay. My problem with Tequila is that Tequila tries to make it seem as if, she believes that Habibi is this changed man, when in all actuality, when she sat down in episode 1 with Habibi, and he said, would you cheat on your man with me for me? Or would you cheat on your man with me? And she was like, huh? And he was like, would you cheat on your man for me? And she was like, yeah. And remember, I told y'all that this is what I mean by toxic. You think that a man who is done cheating with his cheating on people would even bring up the fact, like, would you cheat with somebody for me? As if to say, I don't care if you go into a relationship with someone, if you're messing with someone, are you willing to still have me on the side so I can, poke it whenever I want? Like, and she sat there and was like, yeah, of course. Of course I would. So my thing is, Tequila, there's no way you could believe that this man was being honest with the fact that he really feels like he's changed after the way that he has approached the women and some of the things that he have said, because no man in their right mind is going to come out and be like, oh yeah, and I'm still going to be cheating. Even if that's the case, but they will play in your face. And what he did was play in her face when he said, would you cheat on your man with me? Would you cheat on your dude with me? If y'all ever realize when Habibi asks questions, that he asks really, really straight up questions, and he doesn't give you a chance to give him any like sideway answer. He's always like, it's a yes or no. The same thing he did with Sierra when they sat down, and he was like, do you like me over the other dudes or something like that? And she was like, huh, he was like, it's a yes or no answer. He's just like that. I don't take anything that man say serious. And she is still like not dawning on her that he was playing in your face, child. Okay? Your whole entire face. Make sure y'all liking the video. Okay, and he said that, and I highly doubt that the woman he with was not giving him head, because come on now, y'all know better than that. We grown, we is grown. I highly doubt that he would put himself in a relationship with someone who wouldn't do that. When he made it very clear that he had girls in different area codes and he would go to them whenever he felt like it. So that does not only were you messing around with her, you was messing around with all these other girls all over the place and made it seem like it was okay. You validated your reason for cheating, which means that you can get with someone else. And you, as long as you feel like you have a quote unquote reason to do the things that you are doing, then it's okay. So it's okay for me to cheat on my girl when she has her monthly, because we don't do it on that time of the month. It's okay for me to cheat on my girl if she's in her third trimester and doesn't want to have sex because, you know, she's uncomfortable. It's okay for me to cheat on my girl if, you know, she's depressed or if she's sick, or if y'all want to go on the Love and Marriage Huntsville. So it's okay for me to cheat on my girl if she on her dying bed. Like, come on. Any man who literally thinks like that is wild to me. And for her to sit up there and act like, oh, yeah, no, he said he changed, it's beyond the F out of me. Okay? Now I'm just saying.
To the root of it, I'm gonna answer. We finna talk about it. We grown.
I feel like you gotta be able to read the room and say, oh, wait a minute, I want to make sure she knows that I was not really trying to hurt her feelings. Now, the comment that he made to Janelle, there is no excuse for that. So what's your...
Was it shown?
Pardon?
Was it shown?
That pissed me off. And I'm mad that Crystal said, pardon? Because what she was trying to do was basically say that Tequila was lying. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about what she was doing. Her first thing that came out her mouth when it came to the whole Tequila thing was it shown? As if to say, because it was not on TV, because it was not shown, therefore it can't be true. Let me tell you something. Do you honestly think that would sit up there and allow that to be shown, knowing that that's sexual harassment? Do you think that they was going to be like, yeah, go ahead, play the clip? Absolutely the F not. What they going to do is cover up that issue, make sure they're going to let her say that it was said, and then they're going to eliminate his behind and be done with it. What they not about to do is really sit up there and show proof of him having sexual harassment, of her being able to have a sexual harassment case against him and on network for having him up there. Like, let's be serious. And I sat there and I cannot believe that she said, was it shown? I said, oh, she got me effed up tonight. Because, baby, now what you're doing is, once again, which is why all of this even went further in the ladies' lounge, was to say that, like you said to her in that ladies' lounge, it's because of the energy you gave him. You made an excuse for him to do or to say what he said to her because of her energy. The same way you making an excuse for him to have said what he said to her in this moment because it wasn't shown.
We did not see it. So we did not see it. That is what, so we did not.
So when I tried to have that open conversation on camera so that we can address it right then and there at the bowling alley, because if somebody says something to me off camera and it's getting brought up where we can really just...
First of all, by you sitting there asking her what's the tension for in a room, she don't have to explain nothing to you. She is a grown woman. She don't have to break down. She don't have to have no conversation. She don't have to tell you what he said to her because you're not her caretaker. You're not no one. She don't even know you. It's day two. She don't even know you. And you think that she's about to sit there and put herself in that position on national TV in front of a whole group of people she don't know, and him sitting right there and be like, oh, just because you asked what the tension was, I'm supposed to sit there and I gotta tell you what it was? Absolutely not. She said, I don't feel like discussing it, but he knows. Exactly. So it's none of your business. This is why victims and people don't like to come out now, because it's people like her who sit up there and be like, was it shown? Did you see it? Well, how come you didn't say nothing when I asked you? Like, girl, shut up, because you sound stupid. Let that have been you. You would have been sitting there crying. That's wild to me. I don't respect that at all. And I'm not saying that women don't lie, but I don't see the purpose in Janelle lying. There was no reason for Janelle to lie about him saying anything like that, when this does not seem like it's far off from Habibi's character. We've seen Habibi say some wild-ish. So it's like this whole like the thing where it's like, I can't believe he would say that. Nothing about him screams like he would say that or do that. It's like unbelievable. There's no reason why it would be that much doubt for him saying that. But we're gonna keep playing it.
Hash it out and get to the root of it. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna answer. We finna talk about it. We grown. Let's talk about it. Let's be honest. It was a lot of people talking about sex on their first night. It just wasn't me, but I got shown doing it. Yeah. There are more people who are more sexual than that talked about sex more than I do. Too. And if we want to talk about jokester, Sierra's.
So let me get this straight, because we are grown adults having a conversation about sex that we're interacting with each other, and a conversation comes up and we have this conversation. It's totally different than me walking past someone, turning around and I'm saying that they should, next time I do that, they're going to suck on my titties. That is not the same thing. And I don't understand what y'all having conversations about sex had to do with her being sexually harassed. That's so strange to me. And then once again, you see her sitting there trying to make excuses for him. Now, don't get me wrong. Sierra said that he said F your mama. He did not say F your mama. Y'all heard me say that. They was making up stuff. He did say, your mother ain't ish. Sierra said that she knew that was a joke, but it was harsh, okay? She said in a woman's mouth, like, I knew it was a joke, but it was just harsh. So for her to sit up there and be like, out of all, everybody is a comedian, and I don't understand because Sierra's the biggest comedian of them all. Like, that don't mean that she want to hear your mother ain't ish. Y'all know not to play with these people's mamas. Child, didn't the girls on the Potomac get into a whole fight because somebody said, yo mama? Like, we're not about to do this. We're not about to do this. We should know better.
The biggest jokester out of everybody on the cast. Okay. So outside of Red being a comedian, which he jokes a lot too, Phil, I think, is trying to get into the comedian field. I think he does it a little bit too. But it's like we had a bunch of characters that like to joke, and then he clearly is telling you he's joking and laughing.
But I mean, we didn't hear. So let me ask you this: did Janelle share with the rest of you all the statement that he made about if she turned around, he next time, and that close to his face, next time he would suck her breast? Did you guys know that he said that?
I didn't hear that for the first time until we were in the women's lounge.
Okay. So
I didn't hear it before that.
If he said that, when you heard that he said that, what was your thought process?
So after I heard that, I was like, and I'm being honest, because I told this to him and everybody else. I said I wouldn't put it past Habibi to say something like that.
Okay.
My question is, if he was joking, it's still inappropriate.
It's not.
But if he said that, we have a bigger issue at hand. And I told Habibi, so I called him. I said, did you really say that to her? And he was like, T, come on, be for real. I'm like, I am being for real. Because I was like, that's a whole different ball game.
That's like sexual harassment. Like,
that's a whole different ball game. Yes, ma'am. So he was like, he said he asked the producer. He was like, can you please play back? And apparently it was said off camera. He was like, if it was said on camera, play it back. And the producer was like, I don't remember you saying nothing like that. This is what he was telling me.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, was it anybody else around that can, you know? And he was like, no. And he was like, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think I said that.
I don't
and
think. Okay.
He said that.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think I said that. If you know for a fact that you did not say something that has to do with sexual harassment, if you know for a fact that you didn't say nothing out of line to someone, you're not going to say, I don't think. Okay? That's like, if you turn around again, I'm gonna have to suck on your titties. Does not come off as something that you have to think about saying. Like, let's be serious. Like, that's not I don't think, situation. That's a clear, like, thing that you would vividly remember or not remember. You would clearly remember saying or did not say. There's no in between when it comes to something like that. I don't think. Like, sir, excuse me. And like I told y'all before, of course they're not going to have it on camera. Of course they're not going to have the audio. You want to know why? Because Lightheart, whatever the place is, they is not going to set themselves up for failure like that. And we know better than that. We've learned that with the whole situation with Taquilla and Eric. Okay, we learned that with Shiloh and Phil. Y'all see how close, how those people, everybody knew what happened between Taquilla and Shiloh and Phil. Everyone knew what happened between Taquilla and Eric because everybody was always around because everybody was hanging out when they wasn't supposed to. But not near one of them went out there and said what actually happened. And you want to know why? Because I'm sure that they was under contract to keep their mouths freaking closed. Because at any point in time, they're not about to let that come off. They're not about to put that out there. That don't make sense to me. So for her to make it seem like, oh, because they couldn't find it on footage, that's the part that gets me. It's like, because it didn't happen on camera or like on footage or it wasn't mic'd up, doesn't mean that it did not happen. That does not mean that these situations did not happen. And that's scary that she thinks like that.
That's what he said. So when he said that, I'm like, okay. Because it was tension between them two. Mm-hmm. I didn't know about the tension at the wine bar or whatever. So when we got to the bowling alley, it was just a real awkward communication with them too. It's like, I don't even think they spoke to each other. So I was like, oh, there seems to be some tension. Is everything okay? Like, I was trying to see, is everything okay? She was like, no, I don't want to talk about it. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I didn't think nothing of it. But when we got in the women's lounge, that's when she brought it up. And I'm like, so why didn't you bring it up when I asked, was there an issue with you and him? That way we could address him and he would.
Because she don't have to bring it up. It's that simple. It's that simple. She don't have to tell you anything. That's the issue. Why do you feel you entitled to that information? And to make it seem like because she didn't tell you that it could not have happened. Like, girl, bye.
He would have been able to speak. We would have got his side. We would have got her side. Mm-hmm. We could have squashed this both, but you're in the women's lounge. He's not there to speak his behalf, but you are. So of course, us being women, of course, we're favored. So they're gonna cling more to our side of the story, which is necessary in this case. Mm-hmm. So that's what was going through my head. It was just like, okay, if it wasn't on camera, it happened off camera. Let's give both of y'all the opportunity to speak about it on the camera so we can address it.
But with him saying, I will say this, to quote, that's just my opinion. With him saying, I don't. Let's talk about it. It's a lot in that clip. But why were you so passionate about defending him? Now, Janelle did, when she came back and was like, when Tommy said, who would say something like that? And then she says, they top. She was talking about Habibi being in your top. So your response, was it, where was your, that is poking the bear, But where did your response?
It was a lot of poking that wasn't shown.
Okay.
So my thing was that went through my head was, girl, it's literally been the next day. So how do you know who likes me and who doesn't?
Right.
Like who made you Queen Elizabeth?
I'm gonna tell you how she know who likes you and who doesn't, because it doesn't take a rocket science for all the people in the bag. The way she knows that the men don't F with you or like you like that is because you was in the bottom. If they liked you so much, you would not have been in the bottom. That's a clear telltale sign of who the guys are feeling the most. Obviously, they were feeling you the least, which is why you were in the bottom. So when you already have a pre-notion, like, I don't know why she would say that. I mean, there's a proven fact why she would say that. If I say don't be mad because the men don't like you, that's why you up for elimination. That's why you was up for elimination last week. Did she had to add the end part to it for you to understand why she knew for a fact that they wasn't feeling you like that? It had nothing to do with anything else but the fact that you almost was voted off. It's not rocket science. Like it's right there in the face. Out of all the women here, you and Leanne ended up on the bottom, which means what? Most of the guys don't like you like that. That's all that means. That's literally what that means. So you sitting there making up stuff in your head to make it seem like it's something that's not. It's not. I'm sorry. She probably did. I'll tell y'all one thing. Janelle's a mean girl. We're not going to dismiss Janelle being a mean girl. We know that Janelle's a mean girl. I'm not, focusing on Janelle right now because it's about Tequila. When Janelle said they top, that was definitely her, being shady. That was definitely her saying like, that's they top over there, And I understand where it comes from. It comes from the fact that you sitting there downplaying, you're sitting there, basically defending and putting this man on a pedestal who has been disrespectful to multiple of the women there. So everybody's already in their feelings because they like, why would you want to be around somebody or be with someone like that? They told you that during eliminations the last week. Remember, they all was sitting there and she was like, and she was talking about how much she liked Habibi and this, that, and the other. And they was like, I feel like he's here for entertainment reasons. Like, he's just going to tell you what they want to say. This isn't rocket science. Of course, it's going to be shady because, like, why you want to keep this man here so bad? Like, he's playing in our face. And you're going to be the one to let him. So, yeah, it was shady, but I feel like it was necessary shade to a certain extent. Does it make it right? Absolutely not. But y'all know women catty like that. So let's not act like we don't know that stuff like that don't make sense. But for you to be trying to make it seem like you don't know why she said that that they don't like you like that makes no sense to me. Because, girl, I'm telling you right now why she said that.
To feel like you're that high up to say, oh, that's what they don't like you. Don't be mad because they don't like you.
Yeah.
How you know that?
Because you was in the bottom.
So my thing is, as a person who just went through this process, like the 140 other people prior to the interview,
right.
It hurt me to find out that the rumor of colorism played a role in the dating aspect of Ready to Love.
All right, let me stop real quick because that's an underlining issue that I feel like she brought into this situation. Because let's just say this. Colorism is real on the show, in real life, outside, in school, on TV. Colorism is real. So when she brings it up, it just shows that she came in with the mindset as if, okay, the lighter skinned people are going to get better treatment than the darker skinned people. When we know that production does have their favorites sometimes, and production does, have people that they, like, but it was never always about color. Because remember, what season was that when they had the brown skinned girls or something like that? And they was telling the other girls they couldn't be in it and this, that, and the other. That was the total opposite of colorism. I mean, some would say reverse colorism, but when you think about the definition of colorism, is definitely, the discrimination against dark skinned people. That's the definition of colorism. Okay. But they was, it's not always quote unquote in favor of the light skinned people. If you want to talk about the history of Ready to Love, Same thing when, you know, people was going around saying that, oh, you know, the Kia is production's favorite. The Kia's production favorite. The Kia was not a light-skinned girl. So we can't always just say that colorism is the root issue. You can't say that she felt like the men don't like you because of your because you are a darker skinned woman. No, she felt like the girls didn't like you. The guys don't like you because you was on the bottom of the voting poll. It was out of you and Leanne, meaning that the men are not liking you.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Because you made the statement, and I hate that, but I wanted us to talk about it. The statement of
let's talk about it.
The only reason they picked you is because of your skin color. Why?
So okay. So those words came out because I experienced it. Okay. In that moment, production allowed Janelle to ruin the process. And that's what came out of my mouth in that moment, because a lot was left out. It was a lot of back and forth that went on. Okay. And so it was so bad that every time Tommy asked me a question, Sierra and Janelle kept cutting me off. And he had said, hold up. I am talking to Tequila. Please let her speak.
So how is that colorism? I don't get how that's colorism. If you said production allowed them to, you know, ruin the process because every time Tommy was asking a question and the girls kept cutting in, and Tommy stopped them from doing that, that sounds like somebody had your back. That sounds like somebody saw, like, oh my God, you girls need to stop it. Which then makes me believe that you felt as though that because they were lighter skinned women, that this is why they were able to jump in and say whatever it is they wanted to say. When I don't even know if that had to do with anything. Maybe they're just the most vocal in the group. Maybe it don't have nothing to do with colorism. Maybe it's just the fact that you still taking up for Habibi and they can't understand why, which makes perfect sense to me. Because if I'm Sierra or if I'm Janelle, shit, I'm Chloe, a dark-skinned, brown-skinned girl, I'm gonna be like, you sound crazy over there. You sound crazy. They trying to figure out why you fighting for Habibi. I don't think it had anything to do with your skin color. For you projected your own insecurities because you came in this process. Excuse my language, not just curse. Because you came in this process with a mindset that colorism exists on Ready to Love. When, to be honest, it's not even that, like, it doesn't even stand out that bad on Ready to Love as it does on some other shows when it comes to colorism.
She didn't speak when y'all were speaking. Give her chance to speak. And so it was a lot of that going on, like interrupted. And so also mental health jab was thrown at me by Janelle and Jessica, which was another primary reason why I was upset and emotional, because, and this is where I have to work on too, because my expectations of people are too high. But I had higher expectations of Jessica for you to throw that mental health jab at me, and you're currently grieving the death of your mother.
Who says she? What?
Yes. Yes. So you're throwing a mental health jab at me, you and Janelle. Oh, she needs to take her pill. She crazy. It was like some, yes. So I'm like, whoa. So that's a jab at my mental health. You're grieving the death of your mother. If we want to throw some jabs,
this is all.
What? What? Hey, J-Dub, let me tell y'all something. Hold on, pause for a second, because baby, I gotta rewind that in my brain. So apparently Jessica and Janelle had told her, was saying things like, did she take her meds? She's crazy. insinuating that, you know, she's out here being, she's wilding. Because if you got up and you start yelling at people you could get it to, and standing up and doing the most, let's not act like somebody and be like, girl, did you take your meds today? Trying to be funny. They're not really saying like, girl, you got mental health issues. I think they were just basically saying like, you doing way too much for no reason. Like, you need to calm down. Did you take something to help you? Did you not take, you know, your crazy mess to keep you calm? But if she took offense to that, I'm not going to take that from her. Do I think she's trying to, you know, do I think she's reaching a bit? Maybe. Because you just sat there and was like, you know, everybody's a jokester. And for her to really take that serious about how he said the mother ain't ish, and everybody's a jokester, well, she should understand why he said that about, you know, putting the titties in her mouth. Then you should understand why you sitting here acting crazy. They asked, did you take your meds? And is this girl crazy? I mean, according to your knowledge, Tequila, that's what you said. That's how you looked at everybody else's situation. So according to the knowledge, the logic that you use according to everybody else's situation, then that only makes sense for, you know, for you to take it the same way, correct? But then after you say that, you bring up the fact that this girl's mother passed away and that she's grieving, and that you could have used her mother passing away as a dig at her. That's wow to me. That's a wow. I don't trust people like that. The fact that that even came to your mind as a tactic to use against someone when you're already up being rowdy and doing the most. Be like, I could just use your mom against you, since you want to say that I'm up here acting crazy. You was acting crazy. You was jumping up. You was doing the most. They know you're not literally crazy, girl. And it's like, oh, so now you could be offended, but Janelle couldn't be offended. Sierra couldn't be offended, but you could be offended. Okay, cool. You're right. She's using colorism as an excuse, but it's not making sense. Tequila, cut it out. She's just not polished or attractive. Okay, so I'm gonna address. She said this in an interview. I'm not gonna play it because I don't feel like going through all of that. But she did say that she said she felt like they was trying to set her up because they told her that she could come in her I guess her overalls or her jumpsuit or something like that, her boots and stuff. And when she got there, all the girls was in their dresses and you know, shoes and stuff like that. And she was sitting there like, I need to go change, because why everybody look like, like look like this for the ladies lounge, and I look like, like I'm not part of the cast. So she felt like they were trying to be funny. So she went and she changed. She put on a dress. She said she didn't put on no makeup because she saw in the previous seasons prior, everybody used to be like, oh my God, the makeup don't match. Everybody makeup look crazy. And she was like, she wanted to go up there natural. Okay, go up there natural then. She said she didn't put on no lotion. And I'm like, well, you could have put lotion on. I don't know what not putting on lotion had to do with anything. Nobody stopped you from putting on some lotion. So now basically, I guess what she's saying is it's our fault as the viewing public who makes comments about the girl's hair and makeup and clothes and things like that, which is why she was looking the way she was looking up there. Like, girl, what? So instead of just finding a foundation that actually matched your skin and putting on the clothes, I don't care if you would have came in the clothes that you came in, because you said that the clothes that you came in was cute. If you felt cute, then you go ahead and own that. You don't always have to fit in with the crowd. If you said it was raining outside and you had on this and your little boots or whatever, and you was looking cute or whatever, all you had to do was say, it was raining. I ain't have time for that. And that would have been cool. But you felt as though you needed to fit in with the girls. I bet you it's the girls' fault. It's their fault that you came in what you came in. So you mad at, so you sitting up there talking about the fact that you didn't have on any lotion, as if that was like, well, girl, you looked a mess. So don't be surprised when people telling you look a mess. You tried to be like, beat the crowd. I don't want to come up there with the makeup. I don't care what I go on. I don't care how many people talk about people makeup. You're not going to catch me on national television without no makeup. Especially on no dating show. I mean, you might, but like, I mean, like, certain events and stuff like that, when you post, like, she said she's a fan of the show. She's been watching this for seasons after season, since season one. So then that when you go into the ladies' lounge, you're supposed to look like something. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that. That's like going to a reunion in your jeans. You don't go to no reunion show in the jeans. So you watched every season of Ready to Love. Name me one season of Ready to Love where the girls came to the daggone ladies lounge looking like they going to the gym. Never. Name one time where the ladies showed up to the ladies lounge looking like they was just going, to play bowling. Never. They always come in these dresses. They always come in, something real cute and stylish or whatever. So let's not play these games. I can understand you not want to make up if you feel like you naturally beautiful. That's on you. I'm not mad at you. A lot of people don't like makeup, okay? But don't try to make it an excuse because of what happened in the past. I feel like there's so many excuses for your actions. The only thing that you need to say about what you said was I was projecting. Because that's what you were doing. You were projecting. Now, I'm not going to say none of these things wasn't happening behind the scenes. I'm not going to say the girls wasn't being mean girls. I'm not going to say production don't have their favorites. But all of that does not always have to fall into the fact that you are a darker skinned woman versus the other women. Because Lee is a darker skinned woman. Jessica is a darker, a little bit darker. All the women up there aren't quite light skinned. So that would mean that they would have to only like basically Sierra, because Janelle's not even that light to me. Monique said, I wore makeup one time in my life, but I guarantee you my face would be beat for the filming. Tell me about it. I usually just wear my foundation and concealer, but trust me, that day I'll be trying to put on highlighter and blush and all types of stuff. Probably look like a clown. Y'all be making fun of me, but I'll be watching some YouTube tutorials to figure it out. You said her outfits are all bad always. Well, that's on her. That is completely on her. Let me see what
bad. This is
but they're not gonna show that. So in that moment, you have to understand, like, I'm like, I tried to handle this situation, figure out what the issue was with Janelle. And first of all, let me just say this too. It was raining that day.
Okay.
There was a miscommunication with me and production as far as dress code. Mm-hmm. So I came in there with a corduroy jumpsuit on because he was like, wear your brown corduroy jumpsuit. It was a big misunderstanding. So when I got there, everybody aesthetically had on dresses and heels. And I'm like, why am I the only one in this jumpsuit? Mm-hmm. So now I had to go run at the last minute, go grab something. And that was the only thing I could grab. So, I'm putting on my jumpsuit. I had on my jumpsuit. I'm like, it's raining. I'm not putting on no lotion. So I'm not wearing lotion. So we get there and I'm like, me and him are going back and forth, me and the producer. I'm like, how was this a miscommunication? I'm going to throw the aesthetics out. It's going to look weird for me with these boots on, with this corduroy jumpsuit. It was cute too. Yeah. And I was just like, and you got these beautiful, classy women looking good in their dresses. And so I purposely.
Oh, this how y'all know I got good. Let me tell y'all see how good my note taking is in my brain. Did I not have that down to a T just about? Okay, girl.
He didn't wear makeup because like I said, I watched the season since season one. Since season one, and I'm like, you know what? They want to see people without weave, makeup. I'm like, I ain't have time to pull a wig off, so it's gonna stay on. So I can definitely move without some makeup on. Right. So I was like, you know what? I ain't wearing no more makeup. I want to show up as my authentic self. Mm-hmm. They did give me some lotion, but I had to be on set for a specific. Like it was like quick. You already running behind. It's time to get ready for set. So I'm lotioning my legs as best as I could. Mm-hmm. So when you see me sitting in the chair with my legs crossed, I can see it. I can see my cellulite. I can see that I'm ashy. And I've read comments where people was like, oh, she looked ugly, but they forget to do her makeup or her hair. And I'm like, So when you have a woman that shows up and presents herself from what y'all keep complaining about and what you want to see, and when I do it, you still attack me. Make it make sense.
Well, it's not. And the comments, I'm not talking about Janelle, I'm talking to you. Do you feel like that comment was right for you to say about they're just picking her because she's light skinned?
So that, to be honest, I'm a very authentic person, and I'm big on stand on what you say and do, and I'm standing by it.
Okay.
So
why would you say that? Why do you think that though?
Being honest and standing on what you say, because you can't take back what you say.
No. Why do you think that they only were liking her because she's fair skinned?
So this was a broad statement as far as it tied into production as well, because she got away with a lot of stuff that if I did it or I actually did something, me jumping up at her, but I can't go into detail all the things she's done because that'll rule the upcoming episodes.
Right.
So when you look at that, and I'm sure you'll hear from other cast members, it's like she got away with doing a lot, because when we got in the ladies' lounge, what stays in the ladies' lounge does not leave that ladies' lounge. And Tommy made it very clear, if anybody tries to ruin or manipulate this experience, he'll be the first to send you home. Okay. That was very well known. She never went home.
Okay.
So it sounds like Janelle was being Janelle, because we know Janelle got this nasty rude attitude about her. Mean girl. Okay. It sounds like Janelle was being Janelle, and she was upset that production was letting her be her and not stopping her from doing the things that she was doing or something like that. That's what it seems like. And that could be, honest to God, true. Production could have let Janelle run amok in there, but I don't understand, what does that have to do with her skin color? That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying Janelle wasn't being mean. I'm not saying Janelle wasn't gaslighting her. I'm not saying Janelle wasn't poking at her or whatever. What I'm saying is, what does that have to do with her skin color? Y'all get what I'm saying? I'm not taking away from what she experienced. That has nothing to do. I totally believe that what she say she experienced. But I still don't think that it has something to completely do with the skin color of Janelle, unless someone comes out and say, we treated Janelle better because she was light-skinned. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to make it seem like her experiences didn't happen, because I'm pretty sure that she definitely was being mean. But that doesn't mean that she was getting treated that way because of her skin color. It could be they was letting it rock because they knew it was going to cause drama and they wanted some drama. That could be why production allowed her to get away with the things that she got away with. That could be it. Because y'all know that's how production works. Them producers go up there and they stir up the mess. They whisper something in somebody else's ear. They tell this person that, and the next thing you know, they up there arguing about it. I wouldn't necessarily say now I could be in my own, like, I don't know for a fact, but to me, it feels like, yeah, they probably let her work up all the drama and the mess and stuff like that so they could get up there and start arguing and fussing and fighting and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm sure that has something to do with it. But I really don't feel like, I feel like she's taking this as opportunity to project her own insecurities on people. I know for a fact that colorism exists and some people do get treated differently because of their skin tone. I'm not negating that at all. As a brown skinned, darker skinned woman who's been told you're pretty for a dark skinned girl, or you're pretty for whatever. But I'm just saying, you can't just go around claiming that that's the reason why without exact facts. You're projecting your own insecurities on someone. Thank you. I don't think Janelle's that light either. So I feel like that you behaving the way you behaved had nothing to do with the fact that, because of course, let me tell you something. She said, of course, me jumping up was going to be shown. You don't think production was going to put that in a scene? Oh, you must not know what show this is. You don't think they was going to show you standing up and rah, and telling people they could get it too? You don't think that was not going to happen, baby? And I'm pretty sure if somebody else get up and start knucking if you bucking, they gonna show that too. Like, oh, they just so happy. If you did not jump up and do the things that you did, there would not be anything to show. Take accountability for your actions and admit that you were projecting and you came in with a biased mindset because you already said that you feel as though colorism is a thing on Ready to Love. So you came in with the pre-notion that they was going to treat you different because you were darker. The same way you came up there and said the audience don't want to see the women in the makeup, and so I'm not going to wear the makeup. You say you wanted to come in and show up as your authentic self, but yet and still you wasn't even comfortable enough in what you had on to keep it on, even though you thought you looked cute. I'm just saying. Oh, Leah's beautiful. Leah's dark and Leah's beautiful. But some people would say she has featureism, like she has good features. And that's the thing too with darker skinned people who have like, different features that make them look different than what they quote unquote deem, dark skinned women to look like. And I think that's it. Oh, there is a timestamp. I don't have the timestamp for why they believe that what's the name was into light skinned white women. But they said that she said, I'm not going to go to the timestamp because I don't have time for that. But she said that they were they assumed that quitting like light skinned women, well, white women or Latino women, or not. Okay, let me rephrase this. Sorry, y'all. They felt as though Quentin didn't like black women because when she asked him what's his type, he said Janelle and Sierra, basically stating that those are lighter skinned women, right? So she said that him being from Miami, he said that he normally, dates Latino women, which is, I guess, a thing in Miami because we hear that a lot, right? So my thing is, so you automatically believe that he didn't like black women because he normally dates Latino women, and the women that he was most attracted to were lighter skinned women. Now, here's my thing. Preference is preference. I don't think that he don't like black women. I think he's attracted to Puerto Rican women, which is a thing. That don't mean that you don't like black women. I don't have a type. I don't have a type at all. I like men. Okay. I like men, light skin, dark skin. I like men. Okay. But my husband was one of those guys that was like, oh, I like really, light skin. When he told me, I usually go for like the light skin girls, this, that, and other. Baby, I ain't nowhere near light. And he married me. And been together for almost 12 years. So you can't just say that someone don't like something because of what their preference or what they're used to dating. Now, if he said, I've never dated black women, I don't see it for black women like that, then that would make sense. But look at him over there smitten by Lee. He seemed to be liking Lee a lot to me. It is what it is, and then they want to sit. And if he's giving the women the time of day, and I mean, I still got my eye on you, Quentin. Don't think I ain't got my eye on you. But I think that's a big accusation to say just because he said that he didn't like anyone there yet, or that he normally dates Latino women, doesn't mean that he doesn't like black women or don't want to be with a black woman or don't want to date black women. It just means that that's normally what he dates. And I don't know what that's about because I think that's a Miami thing, because a lot of the women from the Miami cast, remember that a lot of them said that that's why it's so hard for them to date, because a lot of the guys always, like the Spanish girls. And that's also something that's a thing, but I think I like Quentin. I think he'll be nice with Lee too. Lee is gorgeous. I hope you choose. Me too. Sometimes preference is an unexamined, internalized white supremacy and anti-blackness. That's true. So I'm just gonna give, we just gotta see how it go. Girl, Miami dudes do like Spanish women. That's what I heard. I heard that the Miami dudes like the Spanish women. So it could just be, a thing. That's what they said about remember they said Swayze, remember they was talking about how Swayze didn't date black women or something like that. And look at him in Katie traveling around and still in a relationship, happy and living their best lives. And they accuse him of not liking Spanish women. And she's black. I mean, not liking black women. So I don't want to just put that on him just yet. Let me see if she was saying anything else.
So
when she made that comment, I was like, okay, it ties into everything. You're like, because you're light skinned, because the minute I jump up, and I actually was going to apologize even after it happened. I even told one of the producers, I was like, I was wrong. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That was very well known. She never went home.
Okay.
So
when
she made that comment, I was like, okay, it ties into everything. You're like, because you're light skinned, because the minute I jump up and
she had to stop herself because she know that sounded crazy. because you're light skinned, because apparently Janelle probably said something, she sold something that she wasn't supposed to tell, but because she jumped up and everyone tried to stop her from, fighting. Girl, you still there too. You didn't get eliminated. They didn't send you home. They wasn't like, oh, send her home. She jumped up. No, you still there. So I don't understand what you mean by they must like her because she's light skinned. She got away with that. If you think about the logic of it, she got away with whatever she did because we don't know what it is. And you got away with this because I would assume that almost fighting on the reality TV show should be something in cause of you to almost go home. Don't you think so? And I mean like physically almost fighting, not like, the arguing back and forth. So it sounds to me like you did get away with some stuff. I'm just saying. They was posting pics their whole season, right? Katie and Swayze was not playing with us, okay? Maybe Janelle's a producer playing. Could be. Who knows? Child, production do whatever they want to do. It could be to spark up all the drama. I'm a little lighter than Janelle. I've had black men tell me they don't date black women, but they are attracted to me as a culture that's problematic. Oh, yeah. It's so strange. That's why we can't be giving these men no power. People are weird. I've had someone say to me, they were comparing me and another girl, and they were saying, Chloe, you're just beautiful. Like, not for a black girl, not for a white girl, but you're just really pretty. And then they said, but this such and such is pretty for a black girl. And I was just like, I think I was younger. So to me, it didn't hit how it hit now when you hear it. And I was just like, that's wild for someone to say, you're a pretty girl, but you're a pretty girl for a black girl. Like, dang. People, and it was a black guy. It was a black guy who said this. And it's like, what kind of foolishness is that? Like, I was sitting there like, now that I think about it, that's a straight up slap in the face because it already tells you that you already assume that black girls are attractive. And then there's a level of attractiveness to black girls that's totally different. It's an Americanized prettiness versus a black girl prettiness. Like, it's so weird how a lot of men seem to think. And it's something we probably could never really get to the root cause of. And I'm not about to even try to go there because that is my expertise. But it's just strange. Yeah, it's done a number on us. Big time. Big time. Okay.
I actually was going to apologize even after it happened. I even told one of the producers, I was like, I was wrong for jumping up. I should have controlled my anger.
Okay.
But y'all know everything that is going on, all the conversations that have been had.
Mm-hmm.
It's only so much you can hold in or so much that can be said and so much poke in the bear before somebody just snaps.
Yeah.
And that was my moment.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of snapping moments on camera, but mine's always get shown. My crying always gets shown. And
All right, I'm done. This is it. But I do want to say this. Tequila, it's only episode 2. Y'all, nothing always gets shown. Because you don't know what else they're going to show. You don't know who about to start bucking it, nucking if you bucking, who about to start acting crazy and a fool, who's doing all that other stuff. Nobody knows what's about to happen. We on episode 2. So for you to sit up here and make it seem like mine's always gets shown, like this is your exit interview, and we done hit the reunion already, and they done showed you have a nervous breakdown. They done showed you fighting everybody the whole season, and everybody else never got shown in this way. Like, girl, it's episode 2. I'm not about to do this with you. I'm not about to pull this victim card with you on episode 2. Absolutely not. Sorry. Now, at the end of this, if you're the only one who's always knucking and bucking and you want to come up here and tell us, like, it was such and such doing this, and this person was knucking and bucking, but they ain't never show that, then that's a different conversation for a different day. But it is episode 2, and for you to honestly think that you're the only one that they're going to show knucking and bucking, if you was not the only one knucking and bucking, then you got confused. You got it very confusing. You don't know how reality TV works, girl. And she's still not with Habibi, which brings me to Habibi. Because I'm done with this stream, y'all. If y'all want to go watch the interview, go ahead and watch it, the full interview on Crystal XO channel. Okay. But Habibi, y'all, has decided that he is going to hold on, y'all. Let me pull up my IG. I wasn't prepared for to pull up the IG. I wasn't going to do it, but since I'm here, I'm gonna pull it up for y'all. What's his IG name? Perfect. All right, so Habibi has said, let me make sure it's up for y'all. Okay, it's up. It's still not with Habibi. Anyway, so Habibi, so apparently, you guys, let me just give y'all a background story. So according to Kamisha Reviews, because y'all know Kamisha Reviews like to do a lot of interviews on her channel. According to Kamisha Reviews, she sent out a message to Habibi for an interview, and he said he would love to do an interview. He charges $1,000 for 15 minutes. Child, he said he charged $1,000 for 15 minutes. Let me just tell you something, Habibi. You was on a show for less than 15 minutes. Ain't no way in the world I'm about to sit there and pay nobody $1,000 for anything. Okay? For anything. Definitely not an interview. When you was only on an episode and a half of Ready to Love, baby. No. Immediately no. Actually, yeah, an episode and a half. Okay? So, yeah, you can keep that. So he went on to Instagram and he wrote, imagine being the most talked about person on Black reality TV. The experience told me that sometimes the villain ain't so bad. Habibi, the hero. Child, let me explain something to y'all. This is why, and I know y'all be like, Chloe, you need to do interviews. Interview this person, talk to this person. This is why I don't do interviews. Because I'm not about to let nobody play in my face like this. You got me effed up if you think you're about to play in my face like this. Ain't no way in hell I'm going to reach out to someone asking for an interview and you play in my face like you Kim Kardashian, Beyonce knows. Absolutely not. We're not doing that. Because that's exactly who he think he's Jay-Z or somebody. Like, boy, what? And to be honest, the altercation is not really about you. The altercation is between Janelle and Tequila. And Tequila already running around the streets telling everybody's business. So there's no need for an interview with you, honey. And this is why I'm like, y'all can't pay me enough to be jumping in people's inboxes to try to make it seem like I'm, like I need them on my channel when I absolutely don't. That right there made me be like, nah, see, this is why I do what I do. I do my own reviews and I talk about everything that I want to talk about on my own time because people really be out here playing. Okay. He also said, dear bloggers, ask me for a discount. I dare you. Shout out at Daily Dose of Tequila just because. Throw the whole man away. A discount my behind. Boy, go ahead with yourself. Go play your saxophone. Continue cheating on people. Make sure you go to the doctor so that you don't be spreading stuff out here. Okay. Yeah, your menaces are up. Move. We passed it. We're over it already. You think you were the villain? No, you look like a clown. You were a complete asshole, and everybody wanted you gone, which is why you're gone. And that's just that on that. So that really made me feel some type of way. Not like personally, but just the audacity of him to really try to charge people $1,000. And then got the nerve to put the dear bloggers ask me for a discount. That's why y'all not, no, you can't pay me enough. Y'all not about to have people playing in my face like this, talking about something. Get the interview, Chloe. No. When people I click with, they understand me and I click with them and it works out perfectly fine that way. Okay. This is why he's eliminated, because he's an a-hole. What was the other topic I had, y'all? I had one more time. Oh, did y'all see? Child, I done got rid of YouTube, but I needed YouTube. It feels like now we on episode 2 of our live for Ready to Love. And why we got so much to talk about. Usually we just talking about the episode. Not in this case. In this case, we really talking about everything. Like everything that had nothing to do with the episode. Let's do this. Did y'all see Leanne on Kendra? Leanne went on Kendra G looking for a man. We gotta find Leanne a man child, because she said, I'm gonna go to Kendra now. Y'all, make sure you like the video, okay? I'm trying to get through this as fast as we possible. I don't want to be up here all night and y'all got things to do. Okay, that's why I had to cut the other one short. But we are here, okay? Leanne is the first girl that got eliminated on Ready to Love. So remember, Leanne went home because everybody was like, oh my gosh, she's so cold-hearted. She wasn't comforting to what's the name, Moyer, with his father, when he told her his father passed away, and they felt like, she just wasn't available. So they sent her home. So we're going to get into her Kendra G questioning for love to see, because she's looking for a man. Let's see what she's looking for. Hold on, y'all. My screen is really acting up. Okay, there we go.
Hi. Yes, you look ready.
I am ready.
Okay, you're my friend your Rizzo put you in contact with me.
Absolutely, definitely.
Okay, what's your name, honey?
Leanne.
Leanne. So let's start, because you were on a reality show.
Yes, Ready to Love. It just premiered on July 7th. Ready to Love Dallas. Unfortunately,
it's still going?
It just started. We've had 2 episodes, but unfortunately, I was the first elimination.
Oh, so you didn't get picked to be in the house?
And not at all.
Why'd they eliminate you?
I'm not sure. It's hard to say. When you go home the first night, it's really hard to say, because you really don't get to finish conversations you started, and I don't know, it just goes really quick.
I'm trying to get the site together. So let me get some information. So Ready to Love, I haven't watched it in a minute, but I thought the guys leave. So it's a new concept?
No, it's an elimination show, and it alternates from week to week.
So
okay, no, but I thought that the women pick out the guys and they have to leave. So now women could get disconnected too. I mean,
no, every other week. It's the man. Well, this season, a woman, a man, a woman, a man.
Got you.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So let's get to know you, boo. How old are you?
I am.
Real quick, y'all. Don't she look different here than she did on the TV? I feel like on TV she looked different. Now I don't want to be like different in a weird way, but she looked way better here than she did on TV. That's what I'm saying. I feel like when I saw her, I'm like, that's not Leanne. Like the vision that I have on Leanne is not the girl. This is not her. So that's why I was sitting here like, is this the same girl? But they said that's the same girl. So I just want to make sure that I'm not the one bugging that, you know, she does look a little different here. Let's just say that. But Leanne, they told you why they sent you home. They sent you home because you were kind of cold. You didn't comfort Muir when he told you that his father passed away. They did tell you. Maybe you didn't hear him. Maybe you didn't want to choose to understand it. But that's what they said. So when Kendra asked you why you went home, you should have just told her. Because I'm sure that the people in the comments was eating you up about why you went home, because it was a very clear reason. Whoever watched the show as to why you went home.
I am 50.
You look great.
Thank you. Single, never been married. Hence the show.
You look really good. I would never guess 50.
Thank you. My background is fitness, so I do take care of myself.
Okay. What do you do for a living?
I do still do fitness. That's my background. That's what I am educated in. But now I am also a realtor here in Dallas.
Okay. Do you have any kids?
None of my kids. I have an adult. I have a 31-year-old.
Okay. And what's your zodiac sign, honey?
Honey, the Geminis are in the building.
It is Gemini night. I had Geminis all night tonight.
I've been watching.
It's Gemini night. So let's do it. Leanne, she works in fitness, also a realtor, 50 years old. You really look good. Gemini has a 31-year-old child. And where you calling us from? Dallas?
Yes, ma'am. Dallas.
All right. And some of you guys might know her from the show Ready to Love Dallas. That's currently going on right now. And she got voted off. So let's get into it. What kind of man are we looking for?
Ooh, we want a Christian, a believer, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. That's number one. We want a leader. And when I say leader, not just in what might seem typical, but also a leader. What I found, in past relationships are when it gets tough.
Just doing a little grilling there. Keep it saucy.
Eating through the tough times, not being the example through the tough times as the leader.
Give me an example of a tough time that you feel like they don't lead.
Well, if I'm dating someone and we hit a rough patch, and we're both open to move past it. We're trying to talk about, it's got to be on both sides that we're making an effort to make it right. But I do still think, that's part of leadership, and the man being an example of how we're going to work past.
Oh, I don't know. Leanne?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
What happened?
I'm here.
It went away for a second.
Can you see me?
Yep, we're good.
Okay.
Did you click off by accident?
No, I'm just sitting.
Okay. All right. So continue.
Yeah, just looking for someone to, even when times get emotional, times get tough, I'm still looking for someone to lead us through the tough times by example, being forgiving, making sure we're both reaching out to make things right.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are your deal breakers?
Smokers. Don't smoke.
Is that all things, cigarettes, weed included?
I don't smoke anything. I've never taken anything. I know recreational is fine with me, but definitely no cigarette smoke. Small children, I'm kind of beyond that. Teenage children is fine, but we have to have a good working relationship with the baby mama, for lack of better terms. What's the other deal breakers? Non-communicators, you know, it's just not going to work if we can't communicate. I like to have a good time. I have a lot of freedom. So I would like to have someone that, you know, I mean, I understand, you know, children come with it. And I always believe that children are a bonus. But someone that has some freedom, that is fun, likes to travel, just kind of a fuck it, let's just do it type of person.
Okay, you want a spontaneous man? Is that
absolutely?
All right. Does he have to look a certain way?
I think healthy is probably the number one. But taller than me, I'm pretty tall. I'm 5'9", and I still wear my heels, and that could be, you know, 4 to 6. So over 6'1" is.
Why y'all cutting up in these comments like that? First of all, why she gotta go to Kristen Mingle? And why she can't be led at 50? Y'all cut it out. Cut it out, okay? Y'all ain't right. Hey, another round. Let me tell you something. Let me tell y'all something. She wants to be able to submit to her man, okay? Don't look. It's not her fault that she want to submit to her man at 50, okay? If she find the right man to submit to, then good for her, because that's what she wants. She wants somebody that's going to be able to lead her. Now, y'all in here talking about, so where they going to lead her at 50? Child, cut it out, okay? All of y'all. All of y'all. Kendra doesn't watch none of these shows. That's the same way she was when old girl came up there from Married at First Sight. Mirla. She was just sitting there like, who? What show was that? So you get married at first sight? Y'all gonna put Kendra up on all these shows. Then she gonna start reviewing the shows, and then I'm gonna lose all my subscribers. So y'all better cut it out and stop going up there looking for Kendra. Okay, I'm about to do my own show. Apparently, everybody looking for somebody.
Preferred, healthy, likes to work out. I mean, we don't all have to be in the gym at the same amount of time, but I think that is definitely something we could do together as a couple.
Okay, would you date a man your height? That's 5'9" or 6 feet is a requirement?
5'10", 5'11".
1 inch lower. Oh, okay. Does he have to make a certain amount of money?
We want to be comfortable. We want to be comfortable. We want to be able to do all that stuff that we do in our free time, that freedom and that traveling. We want to be comfortable. I think that's the biggest thing is comfortable, because your income is relative and how you spend it. And
comfortable is relative. There's some people that live comfortable on an income that's not that, which you might not feel is comfortable. So
yeah,
you want to give a round part, like, would you date a man that made $80,000? Is that too low?
Well, again, that's relative. Like I'm in Dallas, and so based on even just what I pay as a single woman, you know.
Let me just say this. This is the problem now. It sounds like she doesn't want to say what she really wants, and that's the issue. This is why you're going to be 50 single, because you don't really know what you want, and instead of just being straightforward with what you want, you get up here and you're beating around the bush like, I mean, we got to be comfortable. So I would assume, and then when Kendra say 80,000 is 80,000 and up, and you go, I mean, that's not really going to, then you know that they need to at least make more than 80,000. Come on, you're 50. At what point do you just start saying, this is what I want, this is what I'm looking for, either you have it or you don't? The girls out here now, the ones that be living in the projects or Section 8, to tell you in a heartbeat, I need my man to make 150,000, period. Okay? And so you got you got yourself together, you got things to offer, so you can't shortchange yourself by trying not to say what it is that you really want.
Rent-wise, that would be tough.
So that's why I'm asking you the question directly. Does he got to make a certain amount of money?
6 figures. I think it's tough. I think it's tough.
I go to sleep and I wake up the next morning and I already have like $30-$40 that I have
want to go back. So I want to make sure I get this man together.
Mhm.
Your first requirement was he has to be a believer. So is this a man that's going to church?
The same principles. We're going to be good people. We have morals. Where we treat people with respect. We do for those that don't have. Those.
Once again, it sounds like you don't know what you want. When she first asked you about religion or whatever the case, you said a God-fearing man who believes in the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. So if they say, do they have to go to church? No, they don't necessarily have to go to church, but they have to be a believer. Point blank, period. I don't know why she like the same morals. People, atheists, just because a person doesn't believe in God doesn't mean that they don't believe in taking care of the earth, treating people right. So you got to be very specific, because just because someone isn't a Christian, quote unquote, or God-fearing, don't mean that they're effed up human beings. You get what I'm saying? Just because they don't believe in a certain religion don't mean that they Satan worshipers. Like, there are some people who believe in, being nice to people, being kind, having morals about themselves, who don't believe in Jesus. So be very careful about what you're saying. That's why I feel like you're too old not to be really, putting your finger on what it is you want.
Those types of things.
So church is not a requirement.
Well, I am a little way. I am looking for a new church at the moment. That's why I said no. But I do watch church. I have been a member of a large church here in Dallas for a very long time, but I'm not physically going into church right now. Yeah.
I just always ask this question at times when women bring up he has to be a Christian man.
Sure.
Is sex before marriage, is that off the table, or are you following that principle?
Not off the table.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Wait, so you could have sex before marriage?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But
right.
But I don't want to lead with that. I want to lead that. I want for us to get to know each other outside of that.
I understand. Girl. Hello?
I'm here. Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you again.
Okay.
So this man has to be at least 5'10", 5'11", really 6 feet. 6 figures, and a Christian man. Okay. Let's do the Kendra cam.
Oh, okay.
And I'm assuming monogamy is a requirement, right?
1,000%. Yeah, your other Geminis tonight were wilding.
I mean, you look great.
Thank you.
What is your age range?
Well, I will tell you, I think that may have to do with some of my dating is most men think I'm younger than what I am. So my past relationships, 42, even now, going out with people that are like 35. I think
it bothers me that she can't answer a question. It bothers me that she can't answer a question. Thank you, y'all. Thank you. Because I thought I was the only one sitting here like, she asked you a very specific question. Why do we have to get into the background history of your life? Like, girl, what? You about to be 50. You should know at least what age range you're looking for. Like, what is happening? She don't look 50. She looks good. I'm not going to hate on her. She looks really, really good. But she's just sitting here talking about giving us the backstory. Girl, give us an age, please, today.
The age is not the most important thing. It's the goals, having the same goals long term.
So you don't have an age range?
35, 38 would be my lowest.
What would be your highest?
We gotta have a young spirit. I think that adds to why people think I'm younger. Is I do have a younger spirit. I can be a church lady, but I also listen to a lot of rap.
Yeah. What is the highest age range you would go to?
Thank you, Kendra.
I don't know. I guess it's relative to their behavior.
Okay, so you'll date a man
55.
Okay, so you wouldn't date a man 60?
Maybe, yes. If he liked to have a good time.
Oh my God. Let me tell you something. 50-year-old woman should not be dating a 38-year-old. I'm sorry. At 50, I would say at least go for 45 to around 65. Only because like the stability, the mindset, everything has to be there. The financial, everything has to be there. A lot of 30-something-year-olds are still trying to figure out. They still got young kids. They still, mix in a lot of stuff, especially men. You gotta go at least to the 45 with the men who pretty much got the hoe out their system, ready to settle down with you, not looking for no kids because they already had their kids with Jessica and Tamika. Like you need to 38 ain't it. I don't think so. I will at 50, I will go for 45, especially with men, because men already, they say mature slower. Go 45, and I would say go up to 65 because you're 50. Go get you one of them 60-year-old men who got, the nice little penthouse, got some money, things together, kids grown, been divorced and married, been married and divorced, done with that, ready to start a new life and give you their money so that you can go shop and walk around and look pretty because you look damn good. At 50 years old, you look good. And any man that's 60 or 65 would still consider you to be arm candy, baby. And you can go ahead and take their money and go shopping and be a housewife because they already, settled down, and you can still give it to them in the bedroom and live your happy, go lucky life. And then in a couple of years, when it's time for them to go, you go ahead, you get their retirement plan and you get the pension and everything, and you go and live the rest of your life happy. What is you talking about 38? Not about to be playing with these grown women trying to get these little boys. Okay? Absolutely not.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you'll go, okay.
Yeah.
Does he have to be in Dallas?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
I feel like you're attractive. You have it together. Do you normally date the man you described?
I think dating's been rough. Most of the men that I've gone out with here lately are younger.
Okay.
With, probably not having children yet.
Didn't I just say that? Exactly. This is why you can't date younger men. They want children. They still playing. Like you, girl, you want to talk about some 38, still sounding crazy. Listen to yourself. You're answering your own questions.
That's the hard part.
Okay.
It's not that we don't get along, not that we don't enjoy each other, but maybe the goals don't match.
Right. So then that means so what do you desire? You said you've never been married. Do you desire marriage?
1000%.
So then you should only date the men that you can go down that road with, right? Or no?
Maybe when I say dating means not committed. Like I would go out and spend time with men that I enjoy.
Okay. Right.
But
what kind of sense does that make? You are 50. Why are you dating men and you want marriage? Why are you not dating for marriage? This makes no sense. Dating is just the people I would go out and have fun with. But if you want to be married and you want to settle down, why would you even entertain these people? It don't make sense. That don't make no sense at all. Yo, I'm just sitting here like, girl, what? You want to be married, so you want to be out here entertaining 35-year-olds who still want kids and stuff like that, and you can't. Child.
we, kind of have an understanding. Yeah.
So now, have you dated a man that you can marry, as in fits your age requirement, fits your money requirement, fits your height requirement?
Yes. Not several months ago. However, we kind of hit a bump in the road, and it was more about the way he dealt with the bump in the road.
And that's the guy. That's why you said make sure that someone is willing to go through the tough times.
Right. You know what? That person. There were no red flags. Everything was really good. We were having a good time. Children older, free spirit, just having a lot of good times. But when you can't be big enough to own a mistake and move past it.
Aaron loves Optimum's fiber internet, saying excellent speed and quality.
Well, a couple months.
Was it a relationship or y'all were just dating?
No, dating.
Dating. So have you ever been in a relationship with a person that you described?
Yes, but maybe lacked some commitment. I don't think I was in dating intentionally for marriage more than 5 years ago. I think I tend to just enjoy the people that I'm spending time with and go with the flow. But now we're with intention.
Now you're with intention. And that started at 45.
Ish. Yeah.
Y'all see how crazy that sound? Is anybody in here 50 who just now started dating with intention to settle down? Just curious. Because I don't understand how at 45 you've dated, you done had your child and everything. You out here at 45, you started at 45 dating with intention. That's wild to me. I'm sorry. Now, don't get me wrong. If you're not looking to be married and things like that, and you just like this is what it is, that makes perfect sense to me. But I don't understand how you just now decided at 45 to commit and be in a monogamous relationship, dating for marriage at 45 years old. I hate to say it, but baby, your prime is gone. Like, who does that? Who waits till 45? And why? Yeah, like why now? I could understand if this was always like, oh, there are people like Dina said, she said, I'm 49. I've always dated with intention, but it just never happened. That's understandable. That just means that the person, you haven't come across your person yet. But that doesn't mean that you have, but it also means that you have intention and you're not just picking any old bodies and settle down with just because. That's different. She's literally just said that she didn't start dating with intention to 45. Like, girl, how do you what? And then you end up on Ready to Love at 50 years old, because we all know love doesn't just happen overnight. You gotta weed these men, and then you're not even dating the right men that's in your age range. I promise you start dating them 55-year-old men, they'll marry you in a heartbeat. They will lock you down, girl. I already told you she's beautiful. She doesn't even look her age. She has her things together. She could find her a good old 55-year-old man ready to give her his wallet. So like but you want to play. It's like but you want to play with the little boys, and that don't make sense to me, especially now that you're being intentional. It just sounds weird. That sounds strange. That sounds so strange to me. I just now started dating with intention at 50 years, at 45 years old. Sounds weird to me. Yeah, she looks good. Yeah, she looks great, which is why she need to go ahead and get one of the men who gonna marry her up. They snatch her up in a heartbeat. Marry you, girl. You'll have you a nice man, a nice house, and everything. Treat you like a queen. Treat you like a queen. She need to go find her older man, because I'm pretty sure she has no. I don't think she has a I think she don't have. I don't think she'll have a reason, a hard time finding her a good man as long as she go for an older man. It's gonna be hard for her to find a good man at the age of 38. Yeah, young men are not taking these 50-year-old women serious, not at all. But I bet you a 55-year-old, 60-year-old man who sees a woman who looks like her will take her serious. Look at skin glowing, hair laid, body intact. Yeah.
Okay. What are 3 flaws you think you have to work
on? Patience. We've been working on that for a long time. lack of, but we're much better. Do my best not to react. I think I'm not the most. I'm not quick to trust. I'm on the fence on whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, or whether I need to be better about that or not. Because,
well, I don't know why it keeps doing that.
Right. That's my sign. Stay the way I am. And oh, I am a Gemini. I can be quick to cut people off. I will say that much.
Okay.
So I have to work about, not being so cut and dry. Yeah.
Okay. Let me ask you this. I'm not saying that you have to, because I know women consider this to be settling. I don't consider it to be settling, but I was going to ask for out of curiosity. Is your height, money? I do think monogamy is a non-negotiable for most women. So, but let's start with height, money. Are those non-negotiables?
Well, the money is just relative. We want to be comfortable. We want to be able to have a good time and not struggle if we, something comes up financially.
So the clear question, if he doesn't make 6 figures, is that a non-negotiable?
No. Is it a non-negotiable?
Could you
No.
marry a man that did not make six figures?
Thank you.
Yes.
Child, I'm not doing this with her. I think I'm gonna have to cut it off because I'm getting annoyed. I'm getting annoyed because you should know what you want. She should know what she wants. Like this is part of the issue. This is part of the issue. You don't know what you want. Cause like how easy is it to say yes and no? Why do Kendra gotta sit there and keep Kendra done asked her the same question 3 times, y'all? Like everybody should have non-negotiables and negotiables, especially when you hit the age of 50. Okay, like it gotta come in there at some point where you should know for a fact. I don't want a man at 50. I'm 50 years old. I don't want a man who has kids under the age of 12. Why? Because we can't leave them in the house by themselves when we want to go out to dinner. And I don't want to get babysitters. Okay. I don't want a man. That's a non-negotiable. Non-negotiable is I don't want a man who does not have a job that does not have a 401k. Okay. Non-negotiable. Like I'm just like, you sitting here, you don't even know what it is you're looking for. Then you go on a dating show at 50 years old, get eliminated first, then got the nerve to say you don't know why you were eliminated when it was very clear as to why you was eliminated. They told you why you wasn't eliminated. And now you sitting up here talking about you want to date 38 to 50-year-olds. Girl, just let it go at this point. It's too much because you can't even answer a straightforward question. I'm agitated. So I know Kendra's agitated because every time we ask a yes or no question, we got to get a whole background story. Girl, would you date a man who makes under less than 100K? Yes or no? Sheila, let them people tell you to pick if you want to, but that's why you got to have your list. You got to have your list with the things that you don't mind a little wiggle room on, that's not going to completely be a deal breaker for you. That's your wiggle room, your non-negotiable, your negotiables, and the stuff that you want to stand solid on is the stuff that you stay solid on. That's it. So you could be picky, but you could also have realistic. You could have realistic. Like if it was me, I would prefer a man with no kids. Could he have kids? Absolutely, though. Like I would be, that would be my wiggle room. But if you one of them people who be like, no, I don't got no kids, he can't have no kids, then you're gonna have to. If that's not your non-negotiable, but if it is negotiable, then hey, then that means maybe he can have one. Yeah, she's taking too long to answer these questions, and then not know what you want. Y'all want to finish watching this? How much left? Because I feel like I'm done. Because I'm agitated listening to this. We probably got about a good 3 more minutes, 3 or 4 more minutes.
Okay.
So
you wouldn't marry a man that was good to you?
You know what? No. I take it back. No.
Okay.
6 figures. I think it would be tough. I think it would be tough. Yeah.
So, and I'm assuming 6 figures doesn't mean 100K. Is 100K too low?
No.
Okay. So bare minimum, he has to make 100K.
Right.
Okay. And or you would not marry him?
Wow, gosh. I mean, if you're saying 98, 95, of course. It's more about the love. It's more about the intent. It's more about the way someone makes you.
It's not more about the love if it's 98, 95. You can love a man at 75K. But I'm just trying to I like to ask clarity because I think, and I also think, and sometimes I do it because I want people to hear back what they said, right? So what I do is I ask the question.
Yeah, I'm done, y'all. I'm done. I can't do it no more. That's right. Happy baby. My poor baby will come out not liking this whole cast is Dallas. They're gonna be like, that's the cast right there. That is the cast. But that's the thing. The thing is that, I just feel like you gotta really sit down with yourself and figure yourself out about what you want. You know what I mean? About what you're looking for. And the fact that she couldn't really pull 3 things out of her pocket that she feels she needs to work on, already lets you know that she feels like she pretty much has it together. But I feel like there are certain things that you should be able to have a little bit more in check at your age 50. Just my own opinion, but everybody's different. Did she take that long to answer questions on Ready Love interview? I watched the interview with her and Kamisha, but to be honest, I can't remember half of anything that was said in that interview. I don't remember anything, honestly, so I couldn't tell you. But look, ladies, like Kendra said, she be asking these questions because she wants you to be able to hear yourself back. If y'all are dating, if y'all want to get married, date with the intention for marriage. Don't wait till you 45, 50 years old to now want to have the intention of getting married, Now, if you do, make sure you go for the older men and make sure you take good care of yourself so that the older men will still perceive you as a younger woman. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying, okay? Because you don't want to be, you don't want to be 50 trying to go for the 55-year-old looking like you about to hit 60. You got to take care of yourself, but because the men like them younger, quote unquote. So you still want to look good. Okay, so take care of yourself so you can still pull them when you at 50 years old, when you decide that you finally want to get married. Because this is wild to me. This is wild. Okay. I'm just saying. With that being said, y'all, I think that is it. I think we have done almost an hour and 41 minutes of Ready to Love tonight. And we didn't even get a chance to really talk about the actual episode. Okay. So maybe we'll talk about that another day, another time. But I don't want to keep y'all too long. Because it is it's not a school night because the kids don't got school, child. My daughter was in the kitchen doing all types of stuff today. It's ridiculous. But I'm about to go eat. And I'll talk to you guys later. Maybe we'll go live tomorrow. I'll see. Oh, question. Are y'all watching Caught in the Act? And are y'all watching Love Island USA? I was thinking about doing Love Island USA because an episode come on every single night. And I feel like it'll help me like stay on top of everything. But I've never watched it. I tried to do the other one, the UK, but I can't. The accents is too much for me. So y'all let me know. But anyway, I'll probably be back to talk about Caught in the Act because that junk was so funny to me. That episode was so funny to me last night, the other night. So I'll come back and I'll talk to you guys about it. Even if y'all didn't see it, y'all gonna crack up with me because I definitely want to talk about it. But anyway, y'all, I'll talk to you guys later. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll talk to you guys. Bye. Peace.